Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about the movie called The Secret. And if you're watching this video, you either have seen The Secret or you're interested in watching it. You might be a more spiritual person and it's just come up in conversations or you've heard about it. And there's also a book about The Secret too, but I just watched The Secret for the first time this week and I feel like I'm already experiencing shifts in just my mindset and my happiness, and it's just so crazy because this movie talks about the secret, which I'm gonna get into. It's crazy because it's a secret that like all of the like richest, most powerful people in the world know, and that's how they've gotten that wealth and success and power. And so I'm really excited to share this information with you and hopefully just bring this secret to a wider scale, because it's been so life-changing for me just to learn this information, and it really is the most simple things and the most simple methods of manifestation that you can use to ultimately live the life that you've always dreamed of. So what is the secret? So what the movie talks about is the law of attraction, and essentially the law of attraction and the secret is that anything that you want in life, you can have it if you attract it in the right way. And a lot of us go our whole lives like thinking about, our mindset's always just like, oh, I don't want this to happen, I don't like this, I don't want this, and it's very more focused on the negative and things that we don't want. But if you switch your mindset to be more goal-oriented and dream-focused and focusing on the things that you do want in life, then you can start to attract them. And the ways that you can attract them is through visualization and changing your thoughts to be more positive and more believing that you are deserving of the things that you want. When you visualize something, the best way to do this is just sitting down, and if you're into meditating, I like to do it while I'm meditating, and I just listen to high frequency music for just like 15 minutes a day and literally just sit there and visualize, like daydream essentially, what are the things you want to see happen in your life, and see yourself doing those things. So for me, like I see the version of myself that's the most beautiful to me, like has my dream body, is traveling to all the places that I want to travel to and the places that I want to live, and just envision it all. And I feel like for a while, like I knew I had like dreams and stuff, but I was just like, that's never gonna happen, so why do I even care or like put my energy towards it? But after watching this movie, it was saying like you have these dreams for a reason, and it's because they're all meant to come true as long as you believe that you're deserving of it and align your energy to that dream. And the way that you can align yourself to that dream is, rather than focusing on the, I don't want this to happen in my life, I don't want this, I don't want that, you focus on the things that you do want and making sure that you're the happiest you can be in every moment and the most grateful that you can be in every moment, so that you're in the frequency of the things that you want to happen. And once you're in that like gratitude, happy state, you just naturally attract those things that you want into your life. And something that's so crazy to me about the movie is I didn't realize like the universe wants to give you these things. Like it was basically saying like, just imagine you have like a whiteboard and you write on it like, this is what I want. Like I want this, I want $10 million, I want to live in California, I want to travel the world, I want this job, that job. And you just write it down to the universe and the universe will give it to you. Like that's what it's saying. That's what the movie's saying. And it has worked for so many people. They've just aligned their energy. They've visualized it. And when I'm doing these visualizations, like your mind doesn't know the difference of what's reality and what's just like your mind making things up. And so when you're visualizing it, to me, it feels so real that it's like, oh, this is gonna happen, like no matter what. Like that's me doing those things. Like I see it and it just feels so real. And that's only after doing these practices for like a week. So I can't imagine doing this for like a year. Like I feel like that's just naturally, those dreams and visualizations are what's gonna happen for me next. Like it just feels so real that I have no other excuse but to believe it. And it seems so crazy, but truly once you start this visualization, like it just feels so real. I don't know how else to explain it. And so, yeah, it's basically saying like you choose the things that happen in your life. Like let's say you started a new job and you're super worried about it and you're just thinking like this is gonna be so bad, like I'm gonna hate this, I'm so nervous, I'm so stressed, then you will attract those things into your job and that's the way that it'll be. But if you think to yourself, this is gonna be amazing, like this is such a great step for me, I'm gonna meet the most amazing, kind people, then that's what's gonna happen for you. And it's just so crazy that people don't know this. Like I never knew this, that I was creating my reality. And that's basically what The Secret is saying, is like you decide what happens for you. And I just feel like no one talks about that enough. And that's why I wanted to make this video, because I just feel like I always see like influencers and things like that, and they're just like living these like dream lives, and I always just get super jealous and just like, oh, I wish that would happen for me. But now I'm starting to realize like that's just the universe showing me things to add to my visualizations, and it's just giving me these more concrete details of the things that I want so that I can visualize them and draw them to me. A huge thing for me is like, I feel like I think like super long term, or like I'm just trying to figure out the logistics of like, how is this actually gonna happen? Like, but you don't need to worry about that. Like once you tell the universe what you want, the universe will be the one to decide what's gonna happen for you. It was basically saying like, you don't need to think so like long term. I gave the analogy of like you're driving a car and it's really dark outside and all you can see is like 200 feet in front of you. And that's what you just need to envision. Like you don't need to think so long term about your life. It's just like, what do you wanna happen like 200 feet in front of you? And like, act as if it is gonna happen that soon. Like I just keep thinking and like affirming to myself that these things that I want are like just around the corner. And I've already kind of seen this like come to play in my current life, because I was living a totally different life like 1 year ago. I was living in a different city. I didn't have as good of an apartment. I didn't really like my job. I didn't have a car. I just wasn't as happy as I am now. And as soon as I moved out of the city that I was living in and into my new one, like it was already a frequency shift, because I was already doing something more aligned with who I am. And I've noticed such significant changes in myself in the last year. So I feel like that's so true. Like the frequency that you're vibing at is what's gonna project around you. And I just really want to hit on that point that you create your reality. And even if right now you're in like not a good situation, how I was like a year ago, as long as you live in that future perspective and try to find what you are grateful for in your current life, you can still, like people, the movie talked about people who were like living on the street, they were unemployed, they had nothing, and they were able to become multimillionaires, have these $1 million houses. It's really just visualization, aligning to that frequency and finding what you're grateful for in this current moment, and leaving all the details up to the universe to figure it out for you. And that's really like the basic principles of getting your dream life. And it's so much easier than I ever thought. And it's so crazy. I've tried so many things, like so many ways of manifestation. I just feel like this movie really like tied it all together. The whole purpose is just to be as happy as you can now, and that will just bring in the happiness and dreams that you're craving. And I think the last thing that I wanted to touch on is just that, like, knowing that you're deserving of this. Like, everyone is deserving of this. Abundance and love and happiness, that's our birthright. We just are born into this society that's super messed up, but you are so worthy and deserving of all of this to happen to you. And I think that's a key thing for me in my practice, is just like knowing that I deserve these things and telling yourself that. And something else that has helped with that for me is just doing like daily affirmations. And you probably know there's like videos. You can watch any video, listen to any like Spotify playlist, but doing those affirmations really helps me too, and it just helps you see that you are worthy of these things. So yeah, this movie was super transformative for me. It just makes your dreams feel so much more attainable, and that's why I really wanted to share this, because it's so powerful. And if you've watched The Secret or just have any thoughts about it, or if it's worked for you, I am so curious to hear your experience, and I'm very excited to see the life changes that I experience because of this knowledge and these practices. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it inspired you in some way, and be sure to subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching. Bye.